It's wonderful to be here in Italy. Ottavia and I left, I think it was like 24 hours ago, door to door. We left Florianopolis in Brazil, flew Sao Paulo, and then Frankfurt, and then finally we arrived in Verona. Everything was perfect, of course. Abercrombie and Kent was handling it. So we were met and we were taken off to the Villa Cordoviga. Beautiful villa, lovely swimming pool, and we had it exclusively to ourselves. So we settled down. The worst thing about all these flights is unpacking, and we all know what that's like. So we unpacked, got ready, smart casual clothes, and then met all of the people in our group. So the first night was a welcome dinner at the Oceletta restaurant, which is Michelin star, and everything that you'd expect in Italy. Delicious food, unbelievable wines, nice speeches, and I've forgotten the most important member of the group, Charlie Roxburgh. His Grace the Duke of Roxburgh, a very old friend of mine, who is co-hosting this trip with me and has done a huge amount of work putting everything together, arranging us for us to stay in lovely private homes so that the trip is something that's never been done before and truly exceptional. So, and wonderful to see Charlie again. So we had a lovely evening, and I think everyone was a bit tired, and so we all went to bed quite early. But lovely to be starting another adventure. The next day was Sunday. Wow, we really slept well. That was a tiring day. Anyhow, we got up and we had a lovely breakfast. You cannot imagine the food here in Italy. I mean, it's spread after spread after spread. Breakfast, amazing. We had morning activities, and Ottavia wanted to try her hand at hand painting, watercolors, and really, really exceptional. If you follow my little Instagram, you'll see a picture of what she did. Very good. Actually, I'm impressed. I think she should do it professionally. I wanted something more active, so Charlie and I took a fitness trail. We went to the top of the hills, over hills, and saw beautiful views. After a nice swim, had a lovely lunch, and again, I just reiterate, the food is so good. And no time for a nap. 2 o'clock outside with these beautiful cars, masses of Alfa Romeos. Not one, two, but everybody had an Alfa Romeo to drive on their own. Ottavia, she took the white one, I took a red one, Dale had one, Alison had one. And by 2 o'clock we were off, winding our way through the Italian countryside, led by people on huge motorbikes. I like that a lot. They go ahead of us, they stop all the traffic, we go right through the roundabouts, no problem. That's the way to travel. Everybody stops for us. My Alfa Romeo was a Duetto 1600cc. It seemed like new, great, stick shift, but we've all driven stick shift all of our lives. And after about a 2.5 hour drive, 2.5 hour drive, we came to a lovely coffee shop called the Patisserie Molinari. I hope I pronounced it right, but it was something like that. Again, the coffee was so good. What I really wanted was a black coffee with an ice cream on the top. After the coffee and the ice cream and the coffee and more coffee, we got the Alfa Romeos and we went to a rice, it seemed like a factory, but more a rice establishment owned by one family for hundreds of years. They've been going back to, I don't know, 1100 or 1300, the same family, 5 generations, called Pila Vecchia. Really nice. But the point was, they still had the same machinery going back to the 16th century, which again, I guess, ground the rice, separated the rice, and you did like this, shook it all around. And then when we done that whole introduction by the original owner today, he then took us upstairs where we had delicious food, more food. Wow, it's a tough trip, more and more exercise, but that was amazing. To actually see it, nothing has changed in all of these years. And so we left, got in our vans this time, gave up our lovely Alfa Romeos, sob, sad, into the Mercedes vans. And as we drove out, we had this just a terrific chorus of ladies singing to us, right? as we left. It was a sort of a grand finale. Then we went back to our villa, and so we changed, got into our cars and drove through, again, beautiful countryside in the evening, getting a little bit cooler, it's been hot. And we went to the Allegrini wine estate. And our host was Dr. Giancarlo, who could not have been more hospitable, nicer, told us all about how he bought the property, how they maintained it. And, you know, again, you'll see the pictures, but it was extraordinary. We had a lovely dinner. The place is famous for its Amarone wine. And of course, the wine was good, the food was good. And after a long day, we got in the cars, and I certainly had a nap on the way back to the hotel. Another day finished. And soon it was the next morning. Again, breakfast. We left by about 9 o'clock, and we went driving back into Verona. This time we went to the Castelvecchio Museum, which was built by the Scala family in the 1300s, the late 1300s. Again, it was amazing. The moats, the paintings, everything. It would take me like 2 hours to tell you everything. It was an amazing visit, so much to see, so look it up, too much. We went there to have a cappuccino at the Vittorio Emanuele, a really, really cool coffee joint. And by the way, you really look forward to your coffees. When you've been museuming, it's a good break, you know. And so we did that, and then got back into the cars, and the next stop was, what is Verona famous for? Come on, you all know? Of course, Romeo and Juliet. Now what I like about, I think, my own travels is it's totally exclusive. The whole of this area, the Capulet's house, was just for us. There were hordes of people outside, all dying to get in. None of them allowed in by the police, just us. So we were escorted through, a few boos and hisses behind us, but that's fine. We got in, and we had the whole enactment of Romeo and Juliet by an actor and an actress. And, you know, the whole Shakespeare play, and it was wonderful listening to them. We then had pictures taken. We looked all around the house, went to the beautiful bedroom, saw that, saw the masterpieces there, saw the model, I mean, the bronze models, and I don't know, it just was an extraordinary film. Having studied Romeo and Juliet at school, to actually see it like this for ourselves was again something I remember forever. After Romeo and Juliet, we were hungry. You know, we've been going some time now. So we went to the Maffei restaurant, where again the food was phenomenal, almost too much in the middle of the day, but we liked that. And from then, we went to the Capitolo Library, which has the ancient monuments and manuscripts, and we were shown around by such a qualified lady who runs the whole establishment, and she led us through different manuscripts. And we all took a lot of pictures, but it was amazing, really, just to see this really incredible old building. We had a few hours at leisure. I actually went to the gym, felt a lot better as a result after all that lunch. And then we climbed in the cars to go down to the Lake Garda, something, you know, I'd always wanted to see and be on, and I've never got there. Had a lovely boat arranged for us, you know, a motor speedboat, had wine, champagne, goodies to eat. We cruised along, seeing everybody on the beaches, having their August summer holidays, and we finally get to our destination, the Villa San Vigilio. Met by Count Bartolomeo. He is the family have owned it from going way back. I mean, six generations, 7 generations, and he was very articulate. So tremendously interesting, showed us the church there, gave us the history and the background of the villa. And again, of course, we had it all to ourselves. But of course, actually a really good meal. You know, I keep on saying good meal, but this was a really, really excellent menu. And then the sun went down, the moon shone on the lake, and suddenly we had a big surprise. 3 tenors arrived, which reminded me of Placido, Carreras, and Pavarotti. I'm trying to remember, who I once saw many years ago. But these were imitations, and they were very entertaining. They're there to sing opera music, be entertaining, be fun. Wonderful pianist with them, and they entertained us so well for the next hour. And it was really amazing. And I think I'll never forget that. That's sort of, if you come to Italy, and you go to a beautiful villa, and you have an incredible food, and the moon shines in Lake Garda, wrapped up by the three tenors, perfect. That was it. And we went home. By now, it's Tuesday, August 13th. The days are clicking by, and it's sad. We've got to leave. We've got to leave our beautiful villa and go on to, again, one of the highlights of this trip, Siena, and of course, the Palio. But let's deal with Siena first. So we drove at about 1:30 after a lovely brunch, got in the cars, got to the private airport, and there was our jet lying there. A beautiful Embraer 650 Legacy, all luggage laden, nice sign saying Inspiring Expeditions by Geoffrey Kent. Loved that. Beautiful plane. And we all got on. We all had lovely seats. Greeted by the captain. And we had a 50-minute flight from Verona. We arrived at Florence Airport, met by our cars, and it was about a 1.25 hour drive, again through beautiful countryside, till we arrived at Chittanali. Villa Chittanali, which is all due to Charlie. He has known the Lambton family for years. Lord Lambton bought the villa in 1978. You can see it behind me, actually. It's right here. And due to his good friendship, we were given the villa for the Palio, and immediately got to our rooms, unpacked, and then had just a really super dinner outside, just lovely. And again, great wine, great food, great everything. And I do want to thank Charlie Roxburgh very much for arranging a really one-of-a-kind, never-to-be-repeated gesture.